Rather not. I took a spare ring from the key ring. There's no need to have more than one there. I had one extra on my keys. It can be shaped easily. Waste of time. Not like that. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Waste of time. Waste of time. Bad idea. I'll try to straighten it out and give it the proper shape. Well, it looks like a hairpin, though it's a little deformed. Tom. Here's the hairpin in the diary. Do you think you can open it, please?
All right. Hope I can do it. Wait a minute. Yep, it's done. You better take it back. I don't want to know what's inside.
My dear diary, it has been such a long time since I last wrote in you. My last entry was written in my previous diary, taken from me by my daddy when the state searched our flat. Since then, my parents have been trying to find me a notebook to write in, but it's hard. They tried to make a living, but it's impossible without a card, so my parents have nothing to pay with. Luckily, I met a man a week ago on my way to the sewers. I was going to search through trash in the district border as usual. There's a container there. My daddy discovered it recently. There's a hollow under the container containing some scraps from a factory in the industrial district. A lot of things can be found there, and some of them can be sold so we can buy some food. When I went there, a man there was standing with androids and talking to them. It seemed they respected him. He was very nice to me and said he could get me some things. I'm to meet him again tomorrow. He said he would have something for me. April the 10th, 2045. My dear diary, the man was just playing with me. He was very bad to me. He lied. He had nothing for me. He just wanted me for himself. He dragged me somewhere and to do bad things to me. When I went to the container, he wasn't nice to me like before, but waited for me with an android. After a while, I started to run. My parents had been following me, and now they tried to block the android's way because he started to pursue me. He did terrible wrong things to my mommy, and then dragged her somewhere. She returned only a while ago and said it was all right. But then she forbade me to go anywhere far because it's too dangerous. Daddy warned me against him, and he was right. But I'm not afraid. Daddy can surely protect me. April the 11th, 2045. I'm afraid. I'm afraid so much. The man stalking me. I overheard my parents speaking about him. They said my mommy had to do something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't nice. Somebody probably followed her when she was returning. So now the man knows where I live, and maybe he'll come here. My parents guard me. They don't let me go anywhere. But then again, I don't even want to. April the 13th, 2045. My dear diary, I am so hungry. My daddy won't let us go out. He always goes searching for food and sellable stuff himself. Others are guarding us when he's away. My head aches badly. I feel nauseous. I haven't eaten for 3 days, and we have nothing to drink but river water. It's dirty. But we have to drink something. I overheard my parents speaking about the man again. They said that if Mummy went to him again, we would get some food and maybe a card for my daddy so he would be able to work again. April the 15th, 2045. I can't stand it anymore. We've been starving for 5 days now, but I don't want my mommy going to that man instead of me. It's my fault. So I'll set it right. After all, he was quite nice to me the first time. And hopefully the pawing won't be so bad. Surely not as bad as starving to death. April the 16th, 2045. I went there. I went to him, and it was horrible. His name's Peter or so, and he's a big gun in the government district. He said he was a high officer of the tech. He really was talking us. I only needed to go a short way from my home. His android waited for me and took me to an empty house. The man wanted me. He wanted the whole of me. But I smacked his face. Then his android beat me up. He threw me out of the door and said that he would have all my family killed. He probably doesn't know that we're already dying. I didn't think about it. I just knocked on the door and let him to do as he pleased. He gave me some food and water to let us live a bit better. He warned me that I must go to that deserted house every 3 days or he'll kill me and my whole family. April the 20th, 2045. I can't stand it anymore. I don't want my parents to find out. I'm trying to conceal it, but I'm unable to. I pretend I found the food and received the water from a nice man living nearby in the bar. Several months ago, he gave us some food, but now he's unable to. He said something about it not being possible because of money, and the man from the government district beats me more and more now. When I hesitate a little or he's displeased with something, he just hits me. My parents smell a rat. They don't believe me anymore, that I got all these bruises from falling. April the 21st, 2045. My daddy spied on me and saw where I got all the food and water. I got a beating from the man and then another from my daddy. He told me I mustn't go there anymore, but he doesn't realize it's better for me to suffer that way than starving. April the 23rd, 2045. Mummy decided to go to the man. When she returned, she was stained by blood and said it's all right now and that we may go out. The man won't harm us anymore. When I went to the house, I found him there, laying dead. I ran away and didn't want to return home. I went to my favorite place and looked out over the old desolate districts behind the slums. I'd like to go there sometimes. As soon as I returned home, my parents scolded me and told me I was not allowed to go anywhere, at least for some time. April the 29th, 2045. Police with androids came yesterday. They asked many questions. The woman that led them was not nice. My mommy didn't want them to speak with me, but she pushed her aside and then smacked her when she tried to stop her again. She asked about things like me knowing him and stuff. I didn't know what to say, and my daddy wanted to answer instead of me. The androids dragged him away and beat him. Then they dragged me aside too. I made a confession. I don't know whether I did well. The woman surely suspects something, and she's going to be visiting us day by day, beating me and my parents. Then they will drag us to the government district and kill us there. I'm so scared. April the 30th, 2045. She came again. It's just as I said. They took me to the government district. But luckily they brought me back later. They took my parents too. But they didn't interrogate them, just held them far, far from me. The investigator asked me where I was and when. She said somebody saw me carrying food and water. I told her I took it all from the same place as usual, and I described to her the place. After several hours, they let me go. Daddy was surprised they didn't murder any of us. They usually don't hesitate to kill. But I feel the investigator didn't want to kill innocent people, as if it somehow mattered to her. May the 10th, 2045. The woman hasn't visited us for a long time, but my parents want me to give them this diary. It could betray us. They're right, so I have to part with you. My dear diary, you helped me a lot. I wouldn't make it through these hard days without you. Now I just fear what will happen next. What if the woman comes again and this time doesn't let us go? They'll hold us there and kill us, all in a day or two, or worse. I know what happened to my aunt. She was dragged to the riverbank with her whole family, and their androids stripped her and beat her badly. Then they shot her little daughter dead in front of her and threw the body into the river. My aunt leaped into the water trying to catch it, and nobody has seen her since. It was punishment for begging outside one of the gates.